Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. We are into Crocktober, the month that I share all slow cooker meals with you. These are all simple slow cooker dinners that you can get on your table for your weeknights. I do 5 every Monday this month, so I'm looking forward to sharing them all with you. If you're returning, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome. My name's Melanie. I share our RV life and my cooking on my channel. Mondays is cooking, Fridays is the RV life. So I hope you consider joining. We'd love to have you. I also want to say very quickly, I want to thank everybody for your patience. I have switched to a new camera, and then right after that I realized that my editing program was so old, like it was made in 2012. It was time for an upgrade. I was born before the internet, so I was self-taught, but these editing programs are new to me, so I'm having a little challenge. I think I've got it down now. I'm sure there'll be new things I'll learn. There's a lot to learn in this program. If you're interested, I'm using Filmora Wondershare. So I do thank you for your patience, because I know I wasn't really talking to you guys in the video. I was learning the camera. When I was editing to finish it up, I didn't do a lot of voiceover because I was more concentrating on that. So thank you for sticking with me. Our first meal today is a beef stew. Now I do have the ingredients up there, but I want to say ahead of time that there is a link in the description box below that goes to my blog, and on there I'm going to have all these recipe directions and ingredients listed. So for the beef stew, the first thing I'm doing is making the gravy. So I'm adding all those ingredients to my measuring cup here, and we'll put this on top of all of our vegetables and meat once we get it in the slow cooker. Now we're going to peel, slice and dice our potatoes and our carrots. I had onion, but it was frozen, so I just put that in. Now that we have all of our vegetables in here, I'm going to go ahead and put in the stew meat. I got a lean, I think 2 pounds, because it was about a pound per package. And this is a lean cubed meat. Now we're going to put in the onion. I'm just going to mix everything up before I put the onion in so it's all well incorporated. And then we're going to pour the gravy on the top. This can be cooked on low for 8 hours or high for 4. I prefer to do my meats in the slow cooker on low and slow, so I did the 8 hours. Here's our finished plate, and I just made some biscuits to go along with it to sop up that lovely gravy. Now for a super simple yet delicious chicken and dumplings. The first thing we're going to do is put our chicken into the slow cooker. Now I'm using a liner, that's preference. And then we'll add our soup, our onions. Mine again are frozen, but I just chop them up ahead of time and freeze them, and then I just pop them in when I need them. We're going to put in chicken broth and the seasoning, which is poultry seasoning in this case. Now I misread and I added the peas and carrots, so don't do what I did. Those go in at the end when you put the biscuits in. However, it did not hurt and the peas and carrots were fine, but it does tell you to put them in with the biscuits. So now that we have everything in here, we're going to cook this for 6 hours on low. Now our 6 hours is up. We're going to get the chicken out and we're going to shred that. Now I've done it all different ways. I've shredded it with a fork, and then I used my mixer, my hand mixer, to shred it. My daughter had one of these. She said it was fantastic, and she was right. I love this thing. It makes it so easy. I will link it down below if you're interested. Now I got my can of biscuits. I'm going to open this up and just break them into small pieces, put them in the pot. Then we're going to set this on high for 1 hour to finish this up. Your biscuits are then going to be nice and fluffy and everything will be ready. I'll show you our finished plates coming up shortly. Here are our finished plates. We thoroughly enjoyed this, and I hope you give it a try. Today we're making chili. Chili's always good, and I made some cornbread to go with it. First thing you do is cook the hamburger and the onion, and then you want to drain any grease. Now we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Of course, they were listed at the beginning if you want to do a screenshot, but in the link below there's a I'm sorry, in the description box below, there's a link that goes to my blog. All these recipes and their ingredients and directions are down there. In addition, there is also a prep information if you want to like prep ahead of time. Anyway, we're adding the rest of the ingredients here. This was a good chili. It just wasn't as spicy as we like. So in addition to the ingredients that are included in this, I like to add a Zing Zang Bloody Mary mix, and that would be 2 cups, and take out the tomato sauce that we're using here. And also, in addition, 2 cans of diced tomatoes with green chilies instead of the 2 cans of regular tomatoes. So if you like it spicy, that's my suggestion. That's how I usually make it, but this was very good, and especially if you've got kids, you're not going to want to put all that spice in it. They'd love this one. Now we're going to set this on high for 4 hours, or for me, I did low for 8. Here are our finished plates. We just put some cheese on there, but of course if you want sour cream and all the other good stuff, you can do that too. Now I'm going to make a honey garlic chicken. Now this called for boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and I had bone-in, skin-on thighs, so I'd have to make mine just a little differently because I don't like picking raw chicken. So I put these in the crock pot and I cooked them for 3 hours on low, and that way they were done. And I did check the temperature and they were. So if you're going to do it like the recipe description that's in the link below, then be sure to check your chicken, because it says to cook it on low for 6 hours. Mine was done in 3, so just that suggestion. So now that my chicken is going to be cooked, I'm going to go ahead and debone it and get the skin off. Just put my gloves on, and that was easier for me. I don't know, I'm funny with the bone. Sometimes I'm good with it, and sometimes I'm not. I don't know. But anyway, I got it done. Now that I've gotten rid of all the nasty, and I know I could have saved the chicken broth. I did that twice this week. But let's pretend here that this is your boneless, skinless chicken thighs that are raw, and we're going to cook now. So we've got our chicken in there, and we're going to make the sauce, and we're going to mix soy, honey, ketchup, garlic, and basil all up, and then we're going to pour it over your chicken. Now the sauce is on. I'm just cooking mine on low for an hour just because my chicken's done. But the recipe calls for low for 6 hours or high for 3. Like I said, double check halfway through, make sure it's not done. You know your crock pot. They're all different, but mine cooks really fast. Here are our finished plates. The flavor was fantastic. I served it on rice and had a side of beans, and I hope you give this one a try. For this recipe, it calls for 4 boneless pork chops, a can of soup, the ranch seasoning, and milk. Now, if you have a larger family and you need more than 4 pork chops, of course you can double it, triple it, whatever you need to do. The first thing you do is put the pork chops into the slow cooker. Then you mix the soup, the ranch seasoning, and the milk, and then you pour that on the top. Super simple and very quick. Now we're pouring this on top. We'll get the lid on, and then we're going to cook this on low for 6 hours. And here come our finished plates. I served it with mashed potatoes and some green beans. It was so good. The gravy was delicious. Well, I hope you enjoyed the Crockpot recipes this week. Don't forget to leave a leaf emoji, and I'll see you next Monday for more.